Hi there, have you ever felt like that your stomach is playing a game of Russian roulette or roulette? And it means one day it's going great and the next day you bend over and you feel hurt. It's cramping, you have gas and bloating, and then suddenly out of the blue everything goes back to normal again. And you would be surprised how many people suffer from that. A similar condition that can be quite crippling, and also how many people have to be toilet spotters because you never know when your bowels are going to be activated and all of that. So Peter and I want to dive deeply and demystify your digestive system, and we're going to talk about two heroes of your digestion, which is your stomach acid or stomach fire and your bile flow. And not many people understand the chemistry between those two. So Pete, do you want to go ahead and explain what happens?
Yep. Our anatomy and physiology, we have a stomach that's full of acid. Now, I tell people or ask people whether they've ever watched movies that have drug cartels getting rid of their opponents' bodies in hydrochloric acid baths. And often they've seen them do that, and I say, that's our stomach.
Yeah, because it disappears, doesn't it?
It dissolves everything. And there's only one creature in the world that has stronger hydrochloric acid in its stomach than humans, and that's the vulture.
That picks up like rabbits of their own.
That eats, dead animals, and bones and the lot get dissolved, and that's our stomach. Now, if we have bloating with burping and reflux, that's a sign that you don't have enough hydrochloric acid. So the hydrochloric acid in the stomach is one of the things we need lots of, and we need to have it as strong as that acid that the drug cartels get rid of their opponents' bodies in. Because we are designed to eat meat to dissolve that, and that acid dissolves the meat. To break it down to amino acids, which are building blocks for new cells. Mm-hmm. If it gets to a pH of 3, which is still very acidic, it doesn't kill the bacteria that we consume with the food we eat, and it doesn't digest the food properly. So the food sits in our stomach and the bacteria starts breaking it down, and they produce gas, and then we get bloating and burping and reflux. Mm-hmm. So if you've ever felt that, you need more hydrochloric acid in the stomach, not less. You'll go to the doctor and they'll prescribe you something to get rid of the symptoms, which is stopping the hydrochloric acid production in your stomach, and then you won't get the nutrients from the food you eat. No. Because you need that hydrochloric acid to break the food down so you get all the nutrients. Low iron levels, you're not getting it out of your food if you haven't got enough hydrochloric acid in the stomach.
Well, I would say probably 85% or maybe even 95% of people in our society today don't produce enough hydrochloric acid, because when you suffer stress and overwhelm and you're too busy, your hydrochloric acid production drops off. It's like a fire that goes out.
Yeah. Well, the last thing the body thinks it needs to do when it's running away from a lion or a tiger in flight and fright and stress mode is digest food. So it cuts hydrochloric acid production straight away when we're stressed out. And everyone is stressed out in our society these days for some reason. Mm-hmm. We don't sit and take a few deep breaths and get into a easy flow mode before we eat. We often eat on the run, and we're not producing hydrochloric acid if we're doing that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
it is a real chronic problem for lots of people. So for that problem, we suggest you take betaine HCl, which is a very, very good product. 200 to 40 capsules, and there's a special regime to go with it, but we don't need to talk about that now. You just need to start supplementing and boosting your fire again, putting some oil on your smoldering embers.
It's like putting the kindling under the fire and on the fire, and it gets the flame going so you digest your food, break that food down properly in the stomach. Now, if that stays too acidic when the stomach lets it go, the small bowel will burn. So it needs to overcome that acid as soon as it's let out of the stomach into the small bowel. And the way it overcomes that is each time the sphincter at the bottom of the stomach opens and closes, lets out a tiny little bit of acid food that's a pH of like
2 or 3.
Stronger than car battery acid. The gallbladder gives a squeeze of concentrated bile, or is meant to give a good squeeze of concentrated bile that races down, and that's alkaline or caustic. So it's 100,000 times difference in pH, and it causes quite a chemical reaction and completes the digestive process, blows the food to smithereens, and neutralises the acid so the small bowel's nice and happy and can take what it likes into the bloodstream, all broken down to the smallest possible particles, and the body can use them. So if the bile's not flowing properly, which in nearly 100% of the cases, it doesn't flow properly because
it's too sticky.
It gets glugged up with stored fat from too many high starch carbs and sugars. The liver is one of the first places we store fat from too many high starch carbs and sugars. And from the flour out of one slice of bread, we can make 6 teaspoonfuls of sugar from. And 5 get stored in the liver, and it clogs the liver up. Any fat stored in the liver, I would classify a fatty liver.
Yeah.
We don't need to store fat these days because food is prolific, and when we lack energy, we can eat again.
That's right, and this is just gives you some statistics as well, how serious the problem is. In America, only 12% of the population is classified metabolically healthy, so that it leaves 88% of people, of Americans, and it would be equivalent in Australia, who are metabolically unhealthy. That means their metabolism isn't going very well, happy, and most of the time it's of course to do with the liver issues, right? So
to help the bile flow properly, you need to open up the bile ducts with beet flow.
Yeah.
It's full of nitric oxide and taurine, and they open up the bile ducts so the bile will flow.
And then you can actually absorb all your vitamins too. This is a point I want to mention, because everyone is vitamin D deficient, but vitamin D is a fat-soluble vitamin, along with vitamin A and E and K and D and some of the C vitamins as well. So so you need your bile to flow to be able to absorb your fat, to be able to get all those vitamins that people are lacking these days as well. So that is another. So this is called the chemistry of life. Yeah. And I'll just quickly say, how do you know if your bile is not flowing? Well, you look at the toilet after you've done a number 2. If it's too light in color, if it's like, it needs to be a nice dark brown, like the color of the blind, maybe.
If it's like that orange, then your bile's not flowing properly.
No, that's right. So if you look at the color of the blind, that probably looks like a healthy poo color. Also, if it's floating, it means you're not digesting your fat. And if you have like a sense of like nausea or queasy after a meal, or especially after you eat some butter or some fats, that means your liver isn't happy, it's clogged up. And you need to undrain your drainage system, call in the plumber, get the drain pipes to flow, and that is what we do with beet flow.
The bile is a waste out of the body, so if the liver's unable to get rid of it, that stays floating around your body,
that's right,
creating a poor environment for your cells to be living in.
It would be like using your toilet water or your bath water over and over again. No, seriously. Trying to wash your clothes hooked up to the toilet or something like that.
I had a guy who had years and years of really bad explosive diarrhea. Now, if the stomach acid contents remain too acid, then it stimulates peristalsis to get that stuff out the back passage before it burns the bowel. And he'd been everywhere. He'd been to specialist after specialist, and he came to me. I recommended he take beet flow to get the bile flow going and have an enzyme with every meal and build up his good gut bacteria with probiotics. And within 3 weeks, he came back and said, I think I'm cured. And he'd had that complaint for 9 years.
And then there was another lady, her name was Susan. Her hair was falling out, she had brittle nails and her skin was dry and lots of hormone problems. And she'd been on like Nexium or an equivalent for many years as well. So when Peter did a full health audit with her, by the way, she was also exhausted, right? And brain fog. So, you know, all the bad stuff that many people just experience. So Peter, he found out through doing the numbers and the tests that he runs, that she didn't make enough hydrochloric acid. So like what we talked about earlier, her fire was nearly out. And then she'd been taking antacids, which would have killed the last bit of fire. So, so she had been very nutrient deprived for many years. And she came back, like her body made a total comeback within 6 weeks. Like her hair started growing again, her nails got stronger, every part of her body started working again, she felt more alive. And this is, by the way, stuff that Peter and I do ourselves. Like, we practice what we preach. We've been taking these products now for, or supplements, since the year 2009, when we actually went to America to detect what was going wrong with us. And I just want to say, Peter just got some new glasses this week. So every year, when he has his eyes tested, his eyes are better than the year before. So soon he will get to a point where perhaps he doesn't need glasses anymore, when he's actually needed glasses his whole life. Because our diet's better, and the body, by the way, gets better and stronger all the time. Like, age is kind of irrelevant. Your body just responds to how much nutrient it has and the toxicity load. So you also have to be careful, you know, that you avoid toxins as much as possible and have a sensible lifestyle. But we still have lots of fun. Like, we really enjoy our lives. It just feels so good to live in a body that is optimized.
And if you start getting more of your energy out of fats by getting your bile to flow properly, you don't have to eat anywhere near so much, because we make 10 times the amount of energy from a molecule of fat than we do from a molecule of sugar.
And it burns easier.
And it burns cleaner. Fats don't cause inflammation, don't cause disease.
No.
A blood sugar above 6 is causing inflammation. So if we had one banana, it would be up between 8 and 9 in 20 minutes.
And it stays up there too for ages.
And depending on how your cells react to the insulin, depends how slow it comes back down again. Yeah.
So we're just here to say, if your digestion, you know, has been giving you lots of trouble, it doesn't matter for how long, it really doesn't matter. Like, Peter's digestion wasn't good when he was a baby. He nearly died from food intolerance.
And during the teens.
That's right. Yeah. So he didn't have a squeaky clean start. He had a very compromised start, but all the time you're just getting better and healthier, aren't you, Pete? So enzymes are key as well. That's step number 3.
This is Digestive, and there's another one called Omnizyme.
And we have many more enzymes. We feel passionate about enzymes because it completely turned Peter's life around when he discovered enzymes half a lifetime ago now.
And if you're a young couple wanting children, you have to start taking enzymes, because there was a study done with cats. The initial couple of cats, they had a good strong litter, and they were given processed food diet, which is just cat food. And within 3 generations, they were infertile.
Yeah, they couldn't have kittens anymore. No. Also, when people have premature births, or, you know, that is always to do with a lack of enzymes and a lack of minerals. And so that's why we see it more and more. I mean, luckily that we have the medical world that can preserve life and all the rest, but it's much less traumatic to get your body up to scratch. And I just want to say this, apparently, by the way, the health of the child depends a lot on the sperm. Also the health of the mom during the pregnancy, and how sick the mom is or not. It's actually not really much to do with the mother. It's to do with the health of the sperm. and you can create healthy sperm within 10 weeks apparently. So so the onus is on the guy. So if you're a woman listening to this, please let your bestie know, or your son, or whoever.
And apparently morning sickness, it can also be due to the sperm being not so good. Yeah.
And we do know that the health of the sperm is declining every year. So it's up to the individual to do something about it, because that's a global decline. All right, so we also believe that drops of iodine every day boosts your digestion as well, because every cell of the body needs it, including the thyroid.
The thyroid sets the metabolism.
That's right.
Yeah.
So this is just the tip of the iceberg, but we were talking about stomach acid, how important it is to have a healthy fire there, get your bile flowing, which is like another section that comes from your liver, and then you need enzymes.
Spark to light, they are the spark to...
So it's all in this article, which I'll attach below the video, so take some time to read it as well. Come and see us if you have problems. Peter does like super detailed engineering type testing. It's like driving a car in the garage. He looks under the bonnet. It's not so alternative, like if some guys don't like to come to the purple house because they think we're woo-woo or anything. It's all very scientific, science-based. Everything we do is science-based, including the work that I do. It's just a science that people haven't heard about, that's all. But Peter's science is like literally as scientific as lifting the bonnet, looking at all the mechanics, seeing where your body is sorting out what's working well, what's not working well, and then you know, and that's good because everyone is different. When Peter and I first learned this in 2009 in America, we discovered that our biochemistry was completely different. Like Peter's the opposite end of the spectrum to how my body functions, and that solves everything, because then you don't have to be angry with each other.
Plus, we were eating the same diet. That was the... But
like
we
if
needed...
people have different reactions, like sometimes it's just to do because Peter's body needs something else in mine at different times, that's all. And it is just so good to know how you are made and what works well and what doesn't, what needs a little bit of help. It's such a relief when you get all the four wheels back on track.
Another key to getting rid of your tummy troubles is replenishing the good intestinal bacteria on a daily basis. They are 80% of our immune system belong to those good bacteria.
Sure.
They're as important as any vital organ. So we wouldn't deliberately just neglect our kidneys or our liver or lungs or heart.
Pete's talking about your microbiome.
Yeah.
So this is a great product. We have some other products too that can withstand antibiotics or chemotherapy or any other drugs that you might be taking. So these probiotics are like new generation type probiotics that you can take alongside with your other medication to make sure that your immune system is optimized. And we are both healthy, but we still take this every day, and it makes my tummy feel so good. And
the beef flow, iodine, probiotics and enzymes, we put in the Ultimate Vitality Boost Pack and discount it 10% to encourage people to buy
and
all
to stay
four.
On it.
Because it's turned the health of thousands of our clients totally...
Yeah.
They've been amazed in that guy in 3 weeks. So it happens quickly.
Exactly. Yeah. But even I've had a tortured history because I got hit by a truck, then my bowels stopped working because I had spinal injuries. I had to have a colostomy bag. I don't talk about it very often. I was given a permanent colostomy bag. And then after several years, things started to work again, so I had it reversed. But then over a period of 7 years, I nearly died like twice every year from bowel obstructions. So I have had a lot of tummy pain, which I don't really like to talk about, but it is very much the reality of what my life looked like. And I'm all good now. It's all good. It's like I'm as good as like any healthy person on the street, which is totally amazing.
Yeah, you wouldn't have a clue that Greta ever was hit by a truck, and we tend to forget.
Yeah, and I was paralysed down under, also couldn't walk. And my bladder was paralyzed. I needed to self-catheterize. So, I mean, I had serious spinal injuries. But it's all good, like I can stand and walk around. You've seen me walk around, of course. Everything is functioning well. I do give my body what it needs, right? And sometimes it also needs more rest. Like I sometimes just need to crash in my bed. And then Peter is busy walking around, but Pete's body, that's fine. You just have to listen to your body and be intuitive. When your body needs rest, you need to give it rest.
Yeah. And if I can access those 4 products till the day I die, I'll be having them till the day I die.
Also, if you could have had them when you were a child, you wouldn't have suffered for all those years.
Enzymes made my digestion cast iron, so I could tolerate all the food. It turned,
and mentally, you just became like happy and resilient.
Yeah.
Emotionally, I mean. Yeah. So that's worth a lot as well.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for tuning in, for people who are listening to us. If you have questions, please call in or give us a ring or contact us by email. Emails are always good. Or give us a ring.
Download our free ebooks from our website. They've got a lot of info in them.
Yeah. They're worth a lot of money, like saving you time and energy.
And you can order the products online. That's always open. Yeah.
We also have delicious, yummy, healthy restaurant, cafe type of thing, which is open Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday from 10 to 4. If you want to eat healthy food, we don't use microwave, bad oils or anything. It's all health oriented and delicious, and we've got beautiful gardens for you to stroll through. And
on the 16th and the 30th of November, Lisanna's doing a couple of raw cake classes.
They're advertised on the website. Yeah. So there's lots happening here, but we're definitely here to help you. We want to get people out of pain and back into feeling good inside their bodies. That's what Pete and I feel passionate about. So big love from us all, and see you next week. Bye for now.